right, let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. So we are less than 48 hours away until the divisional round matchups will begin. Now, of course, we've already talked about the Ravens versus Bills. I came out here in my Ravens gear. You know how it is, repping my team, and I said my piece with that. But we still got 3 other matchups to talk about. So why not take care of all 3 in this one video? To be honest, there's not much I really have to say about these matchups. I feel like the matchups themselves, they speak for themselves in terms of how it should go. So there's not much I specifically need to add to it. I think this is pretty straightforward as to how these matchups are going to go. However, I think it's possible this could be a week where we see nothing but upsets. I don't see it happening. I'm not certainly picking up the upsets, but I think every team that's favored should be very, very concerned coming into this game. Starting with the Bills, the Ravens match up very well with them. And the fact that their weakness is in the run game, and that's the Ravens' strength. Nobody runs the football like them. That's got to be concerning. Not to mention the possibility of it snowing over there, and that could favor the Ravens. So that one's definitely scary. But when you look at the other matchups, you could kind of see somewhere there where there's like a level of fear, but at the same time, you feel like the team favored should still be able to win the game. Same go for the Bills, but that one was a different situation. With that being said, let's actually get started. We're going to start with Kansas City and Cleveland. The Browns are heading up to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs had the number 1 seed in the AFC, so they had a first round bye. They rested Mahomes in week 17, rested some of their guys, so they're going to be fresh and ready to go right off the bat. Now, of course, everybody picked the Chiefs in this one. You may got 1 or 2 that's picked the upset. Most people expect the Chiefs to win this game. I believe Vegas has them favored by like 12 or something like that. They're just highly favored. Nobody's giving Cleveland a chance. And Cleveland, at the end of the day, you know what? If no one's giving you a chance, it shouldn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, no one expected you guys to be here, but you're here. So just forget about what the naysayers are saying. Go out there, play 60 minutes of solid football, and see if you can come out with a victory. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Browns fans, no matter what happened in this game, they're going to be proud of this team because nobody expected them to get this far, and they got this far. They won 11 games, they got to the playoffs, and they beat Pittsburgh. So they're in the division round. It's farther than most people expected them to be at this point in the season. So they'll take it. They will definitely take it. But me personally, I still believe the Chiefs are going to win this game no matter what. But I'll say this. I feel like Cleveland has a much better chance to beat the Chiefs than people are giving them credit for. We've definitely been talking about this Kansas City Chiefs team and the one team in the AFC that's best built to beat this Chiefs team. And when you look at the other, all 3 of these other matchups and just in general in the AFC, the one team that we've always talked about that has been built just in terms of how they play football, the one team that is built to beat the Chiefs are the Ravens. And the reason for that is because the Ravens are a ball-dominant running team, okay? They dominate time of possession. They run the football. They really put that pressure on your defense and honestly start to tire them out. And they also got that defense in front of them, that defense that goes up against Mahomes that's filled with, all pro corners and pro bowlers and stuff like that. So it's just like that's the best matchup that fits. And in some cases, Cleveland fits that description as well. Yeah, they don't have the defense Baltimore has, but in terms of offense, they got more weapons. I feel overall they got more weapons on offense than Baltimore does, and they have a similar identity to how Baltimore runs their game. Baltimore plays their game because Cleveland is also a running team for the most part. Baker Mayfield in the passing game, they always get that going. He's got weapons. Baker's a great thrower, so that's never been an issue, but their identity, for the most part, is the running game. They rely on their 2-star backs and Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb they set the tone. These guys set the tone and they go off. And that's been a good part of their identity. So that is something that can definitely help them out against Kansas City. That is a team that can run the football, dominate time of possession, and take away possessions from Mahomes and that Chiefs offense. You've got a great chance to beat the Chiefs if you can do that. Here's where the issue comes in. Yes, so Baltimore, out of all the teams left in the postseason, Baltimore is the team that is best built to beat the Chiefs. Problem is, they've never beaten the Chiefs. They're the best built team to beat this Kansas City Chiefs team, but they've never beaten them. So, I don't know if that speaks volumes for Cleveland. We'll see what Cleveland can do, but it seems like even if you're taking away possessions, it don't matter. They can still find a way to win the game with 3, 4, possibly 5 possessions because they'll just find a way to score on all 5 possessions. So it doesn't matter how many possessions you take away from Kansas City. They still find a way to put up points. And if their defense can keep the game just close enough, Mahomes can come up clutch. And he's been doing that all season. Like, to end the season, the offense hasn't been playing well, but Mahomes has still been coming up clutch, and they've been winning games down. Well, it's coming down to the wire, and they're still finding a way to win games. So they're set up to play these against a team like Cleveland or a team like Baltimore. If they have to get into that situation where they have a limited amount of possessions and the game is very close, they've prepared themselves this season to be able to play like that. And honestly, that's what makes it dangerous. And that's a big part of why I can't see Kansas City actually beating Cleveland. That also speaks to why Baltimore, even if they get to the AFC Championship game, they might not be able to beat them as well. But we're not talking about the future. We'll see who's in the AFC Championship game after Sunday night. We'll find out. We will definitely find out. After Sunday, we'll know who's in there. It could be, maybe it's Baltimore, Cleveland, Buffalo, Cleveland, Baltimore, Kansas City, Buffalo, Kansas City. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But overall, I look at it and I'm like, this team is definitely going to do better than what we expect them to be. But at the end of the day, I think I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. I believe Mahomes and his crew are still going to come up clutch. They've been coming up clutch all season. They came up clutch every single game last year. That's why they got that Super Bowl championship. And I just don't see them not being able to get the job done against Cleveland. So I got Kansas City taking that one. Next up, we got an interesting matchup going on in Lambeau Field. You've got the LA Rams coming in to face off against the Green Bay Packers. Now, let's be honest here, okay? There is no reason the Packers should lose this game. There will be no excuses for Aaron Rodgers or this team if they somehow lose to this Rams squad. Honestly, again, the Packers are favorite. They're expected to win this game. You shouldn't be shocked if you see the Packers win this game. Honestly, I don't really expect this to be a situation where the Packers really are struggling against them for the most part. This should be a game they win. However, like I said, I believe this is a possibility that we could see all these games to be nothing but upsets. And this is one that could definitely be an upset. And the reason because of that is because of the Rams defense. Did you see what that Rams defense did to Russell Wilson last week? This Rams defense is going to be the key in stopping Aaron Rodgers in that high-flying offense. If this Ram defense can shut the Packers offense down, they got a great chance to win. Now, offensively, with Goff going into Lambeau Field where it's cold and him still not being 100% because he's still recovering, he's got them stitches on his thumb. He's not 100%, so him throwing the football and just being, playing the quarterback position right now with little to no practice time, although I'm pretty sure he practiced this week, but not really having that much of a groove. I don't know how much he's going to be able to do. Then again, he was able to throw the football in Seattle, so who knows? We'll see what happens. As long as Jared Goff is able to not turn the ball over and manage the game and put up some points on offense, they will have a chance to win. Simple as that. If he manages the game right and puts up points, they will have a chance to win. But it's going to have to come down to their defense. And one person I'm definitely looking at, Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey versus Davante Adams. That is the matchup of the week, okay? Out of all the games, the matchup right here, in terms of just player for player, Davante Adams versus Jalen Ramsey. That's the matchup right there. Ramsey versus Adams. If Davante Adams is able to still go off against Jalen Ramsey, as always, the Packers are going to get the job done. But if Jalen Ramsey shuts down Davante Adams, who is a big, crucial part of their offense, the Packers are going to be in trouble. Mix that with the way the front seven's playing, I do believe Aaron Donald's going to play in this game. I don't know his status. I have not checked on that, but I do believe he's going to play in this game. If he is playing in this game, then that's just going to make it more dangerous. But that front seven of the Rams, if they can put pressure on Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Ramsey can shut down Davante Adams, trust me, the Packers are going to be in trouble. The Packers will definitely be in trouble. If that happens, it's very possible we can see an upset. But it's really going to come down to the front seven trying to get to Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Ramsey completely shutting down Davante Adams. And Jalen Ramsey this season, he's been doing that. He's been going up against a lot of top receivers, and he's just shut them down. If he can do that with Davante Adams, this is a different conversation. I can easily see the Rams upsetting them. With that being said, I'm still going to take the Packers. I do believe they're going to win this game. I do believe that matchup between Adams and Ramsey, it's going to be tough, and I think it's going to be about even, but I still see Davante Adams scoring. I could see him getting in the end zone. He's going to get at least one touchdown out of that. Jalen Ramsey's going to do a great job against Devontae Adams, but I don't think Ramsey's going to be enough to completely shut down Devontae Adams. I feel like it's going to be a physical matchup, but I feel like at some point Devontae Adams is going to get the best of Jalen Ramsey, and that could end up determining the outcome of this game. So I'm going to take the Packers. I believe in this team. I believe in Aaron Rodgers. And honestly, if he doesn't get to the Super Bowl at this point, I don't know. Like, you got to get to the Super Bowl. You're at home. You're the number one seed. You have home field advantage for the entirety of the playoffs. People got to come to you. You know, this has to be your moment. Aaron Rodgers and this Packers team has to get to the Super Bowl. I just don't see how oh my God, if they lose, I don't want to talk about it right now, but I just don't see how the Packers lose to the Rams. If the defense is ferocious and they get to Rodgers, this is going to be a very close and contested game, and I can easily see an upset. But I'm going to believe in Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going to believe in this team and believe that they can get the job done. So I'm picking the Green Bay Packers to take down the LA Rams. Last but not least, man. In my opinion, I picked the Ravens and Bills to be the game of the week. But I'm pretty sure everyone's like, nah, that's a great matchup. But the real game of the week is this one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Brady and the Bucs, heading over to the Dome to take on Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. It's Brady versus Brees in the playoffs. We have been waiting for this matchup for such a long time. We've wanted to see Brady versus Brees for such a long time, and I'm so glad it's here. When you look at the previous two matchups between these two guys, the two teams in general, we've seen what's happened. Both times did not end well for the Bucs. In fact, they got blown out. They got blown out and absolutely embarrassed by the Saints. So no question, Brady's looking to get his revenge and actually take care of this team this time around. Meanwhile, Drew Brees is looking to make sure he can continue to repeat. Well, the whole team's just looking to continue to repeat that level of success. However, this one's going to be tough. Out of all the games that will be played this weekend, this is the one game where I can honestly say, like, nobody would be surprised if Tom Brady and the Bucs go into the Dome and beat Drew Brees and the Saints. Nobody would be surprised because it's so difficult to beat a team 3 times in a season. It's very difficult to do that. And people don't talk about it. It's incredibly difficult. Beating them once is tough. Sweeping a divisional rival is really tough. But playing them 3 times in the same season, it's very tough. It's incredibly tough. And with the way, Brady and this Bucs team has been rolling as of late, I would not be surprised to see them go into the Dome and beat, Drew Brees and the Saints. It's very possible. Not to mention, we still have questions about this Saints team in the postseason. We still got questions about Sean Payton. Everyone's still looking at Drew Brees and saying, can he get the job done on his last ride? And what's going to happen? Can we still trust this Saints defense? We're not 100% sure. We see them show up one week, they'll be a top 5 defense. Another week, they'll be the 2015 Saints defense, just giving up big plays all over the place. I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say. It's definitely tough. It's definitely tough. It's going to be a tough matchup. But, I think it comes down to 2 players here, man. And this is one of those moments where I'm like, usually I'll be like, it comes down to offense and defense stuff. But I really honestly believe, just based on legacy and everything this game is holding right now, it's going to come down to Brady versus Brees. Who can outplay who? Who shows up and performs better for their team in the clutch? This is going to be close. I don't see a blowout. I do not see a blowout. Whoever can show up in the clutch is going to get the job done. Brady, Brees, they're going at it. Now, in terms of game plan for the Saints, offensively, you got to get Kamara going. He's your working horse. He's got to be the one to get the job done. Establish the run game. Get Kamara involved early and hope he can have a big day. If he can get some chunk plays on this team with some big runs and set you up in the red zone and put Drew Brees in a great position, trust me, Saints are going to be in a good position to win this game. Defensively for the Saints, they've got to stop these receivers. Oh my God, Janoris Jenkins. I don't trust Janoris Jenkins. If there's anyone I want him to be matched up with, honestly, you got to pick your poison here. I'd rather just see him be on Godwin. I don't want to see him on Evans, and I certainly don't want to see him on AB. So just if Jenkins got to cover somebody, it's got to be Godwin. But the main priority for this Saints defense is to just shut these receivers down. And we've seen them, for the most part, do that this season. But can they do it again? That's going to be the question. Shut down these receivers. Because right now, the Bucs offense has been It's been hot. It's definitely been hot. It's been hot going into the playoffs. I will say this though about both the Saints and the Bucs offense. Neither of them were really impressive, in their wild card matchup. Yes, we saw the Saints put up 21 points and they won the game and they pretty much blew out their opponent, but they were going up against the Bears and the Bears put up They put up 3 points on offense. I mean, at the end of the day, they scored a touchdown in garbage time, but who cares? Who really cares? That was a touchdown in garbage time. The game was over. It was basically 21-3. So they managed to win that game, but there was some struggles at times to really score the football. We're still kind of concerned and having questions about that offense in the postseason. So I'm not sure. There were times where, where Sean Payton likes to put in Taysom Hill, and sometimes it just does not go their way. He's probably going to put Taysom Hill in this game in moments, and I just don't know how that's going to go. That's always the wild card. Whenever I see Taysom Hill come in the game, I just don't know how that's going to go. So it definitely can be a scary sight, but I'll just have to trust Drew Brees and just hope that he can come up and deliver in this game. As for the Bucs' offense, they also managed to get the victory. Actually, for the most part, they put up 31 points if you look at it. Yeah, they put up 31 points. They looked relatively nice, but the fact that game against Washington, a team everyone's saying they don't deserve to be here, and nobody thought they would actually be even close in this game. The fact that game was close and Washington actually had a realistic chance. They had a realistic chance at several points in this game to possibly tie or take the lead. They had several opportunities, not that much, but they at least had a few opportunities to potentially tie or take the lead against Tampa Bay. That's not what you want to see going up against the Saints, And again, that Washington defense is ferocious. That Washington defense is great. That Washington defense is elite. Same for the Bears. But if you're going to have aspirations, especially because one of you two is going to have to go up and meet Green Bay, you're going to have to step your game up. So we're going to have to see it here. Both these defenses really going to have to show up and do their thing. But most importantly, both these offenses have got to get it going early. They've got to be explosive. They got to put some points up. Obviously, as long as Kamara is running the football and they can be explosive in the run game with Kamara for the Saints, they're going to be fine. As for the Bucs, as long as they can get the receivers going early on, they're going to be fine. So we'll see what happens with that. But it should be an interesting game. At the end of the day, I'm going to stick with my man Drew Brees. Everyone believes this is going to be his last ride. And if this is his final time of his career, of just playing in general, and he's retiring after this, I would at least like to see Brees get to the NFC Championship game and potentially get to the Super Bowl. I just want to see him. Give him one last crack at a trip to the Super Bowl. If we can get that one last time for Drew Brees, I can live with the result. But no matter who wins this game, the next 2 games are going to be beautiful. Brady and Brees, and then you get the NFC Championship game of potentially Rodgers versus Brees or Rodgers versus Brady. You can't ask for better postseason games. I'm telling you, man, this playoff so far has been spectacular. Minus the Saints game. Minus that Saints game. And in some cases, you can say minus the Steelers-Browns game, though that was entertaining. The fact that the Browns just destroyed them like that was pretty entertaining. But games before that were actually contested. I mean, we really started off the playoffs the right way. And it's been looking great so far. And these divisional matchups are looking really nice. Bills-Ravens Bills-Ravens or Saints-Bucks. Either one of those are the games of the week. Kansas City and Cleveland's going to be an interesting game to me. And then last but not least, Rams-Packers could be interesting if the defense can keep it close. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, I got the Saints beating the Bucks and advancing to the NFC Championship game. And that's basically my divisional picks. If everything goes the way I see it, we will see the Ravens and Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, and we will see the Packers and Saints in the NFC Championship game. With that being said, we'll see what happens, man. Less than 48 hours away until the divisional round starts. Your team is still in it, man. Get hype. Say what you got to say. Do what you got to do. And get ready to see some great football. Because I believe it starts with who's playing first? I believe it starts with the Packers and Rams for 4:35. And then we'll see that Saturday night game against the Ravens and Bills. And then And then Sunday, Bucks, Saints, and then Chiefs, Browns. It's just going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game all around. I can't wait to see this matchup go down. The divisional round is set up to be even better than the wild card. This postseason is looking great so far. I just cannot wait to see how these games go because, man, we're in for some good games this weekend. And hopefully, as a Ravens fan, my team can advance. You know, if your team's still in it, you're hoping your team can advance. But me, just personally as a Ravens fan, I'm just hoping the Ravens can advance. I really like this matchup against the Bills, and I feel like this is a game that they can really win. It's not going to be easy, but they play better on the road than they do at home. So I feel like this is a great match. Plus, this is really a great matchup. The fact that we're a running team and they're weak against the run, that's where their weakness of the defense is. I like that matchup. But it's going to be a tough game no matter what. Hey, may the best team win. And for all the other teams that are still playing in the playoffs in this divisional round, we'll see what happens. Let's see who moves on to the championship game. And we'll see how championship weekend goes. With that being said, that is all I got. And I'm out of here, man. Peace!